let me tell you something that might make you feel uncomfortable. When your producer tells you, hey boss, I've got 500 prospects in my database, they probably don't. They have 500 names. And there's a massive difference. Look, I'm Randy Schwantz. I've spent 33 years training commercial insurance producers, and the single most common delusion I see inside agencies is the gap between what producers claim is in their pipeline and what's actually there. And today I'm going to show you the 4 criteria that separate a real prospect from a fantasy name and how to diagnose your database quality in about 30 seconds. Hi there, I'm Randy Schwantz and welcome to the Big Ignition channel, the home of the triple threat solution, sales training, sales CRM, and sales management platform, all in one integrated system. So let me ask you something. When a producer tells you, hey boss, I've got 500 prospects, what does that actually mean? Does it mean 500 companies that meet your revenue minimum? 500 companies your carriers want to write? 500 decision makers with direct contact info? 500 accounts that are strategically timed around renewal? Or does it mean 500 names? Now let's be clear. Prospecting's still a number game. Even with a clean database, you're gonna make a lot of calls, get ignored, and get rejected. That doesn't change. What changes is friction. Unqualified databases increase dead-end calls to companies you can't write, conversations with accounts below your minimum, and time spent chasing the wrong contact. That's not normal rejection. That's avoidable waste. And over 6 to 12 months, that waste compounds. Now, think about what happens psychologically. A producer makes 50 calls. Maybe they get 2 appointments, maybe none. That can happen even with a good list. But if 15 of those calls were to companies that never should have been in the database in the first place, that's not a sales problem, it's a filtering problem. And here's the part nobody talks about. When producers believe they have 500 prospects, but 40% of them are non-starters, they overestimate their pipeline strength. And you as a leader overestimate future revenue. And 6 months later, everyone's asking, hey, why isn't this translating into results? Well, it's not dishonesty, it's self-deception. And self-deception is expensive. Now imagine something different. A producer says, I've got 150 prospects. And so you pull up the dashboard and in 30 seconds you can see. In fact, here it is. This dude says he's got 139. And you just come down and look real fast. Out of his 139, how many have revenue? How many don't? How many have renewal dates? How many don't? How many have email addresses? How many don't? How many have the primary phone number? How many don't? How many have all of it? 31 out of 139. How's he going to contact those people? And maybe it gets better, or maybe it gets worse. Look at this. You sit there and start to break down his 139 accounts. There they all are. What's the value of the top 20? Average 69,000. Those are nice accounts. What's the value of the middle 40? 25,000. And the bottom 40? 9,000. Overall average 27,000. So now you can see which ones meet revenue threshold. You can look in other places and see which ones have carrier appetite, which ones have that primary buyer, and then which ones have renewal dates and documented. And now you're not guessing, you're diagnosing. Instead of saying make more calls, you say you're missing contact info on 20%. They can't be a prospect you're actively reaching out to without that. Fix that this week. Now that's leadership, that's control. That's how you move from reactive manager to deliberate coach. And then here's what changes. Your producer makes higher connection rates. They get higher appointment rates. That leads to higher close rates because they're focused on the right people and less wasted effort. And for you and your producer, more predictable income. Look, you don't have the luxury of sloppy pipelines, do you? You need precision. So you might be thinking, hey Randy, if I make them research every prospect, they'll never do it. Well, that's a fair statement, but think about it this way. Would you rather spend 5 minutes verifying a company or 3 months chasing one you can't write? Quick research is cheap. Failure is expensive. Or maybe you're thinking this, what if their 500 prospects turn into 50? Well, good. Now you're working with reality. Better to coach off of 50 legitimate opportunities than manage 500 delusions. And the agencies that consistently develop producers don't hide from the truth about their pipeline. They build systems that surface it. So here are the 4 non-negotiables. If a name doesn't meet all 4, it's not a prospect. It's just a suspect. It needs more research. So number 1 is minimum revenue threshold. If your agency minimum is $5,000 in revenue, why is an $800 account in the database? And then clutter creates false confidence. False confidence creates slow failure. So set the standard and enforce it. Number 2, carrier appetite. If your carriers don't want roofing risk, why are you prospecting roofing? You're walking into a competitive situation with no ammunition, and getting slaughtered on price over and over isn't just a waste of time, it destroys a producer's confidence. So know your lanes, win inside of them. And number 3, primary buyer contact info. Look, if you don't have the decision maker name, direct phone number, direct email, you don't have a prospect, you have a company name. And there's a big difference. Producers add ABC Manufacturing with 0 data and call it pipeline. That's not prospecting, that's wish listing. And then number 4 is renewal date. At some point, you must know when do they renew. And if they just renewed last quarter, you're not winning that deal now unless you get a BOR. Renewal timing turns activity into strategy. And without it, you're just making calls and hoping the timing is right. And, well, hope is not a prospecting plan, is it? So the 30-second diagnostic. Here's exactly what that looks like in practice. Producer's dashboard. Here it is. In this case, 139 prospects, 97 revenue, this many with renewal dates, this many emails, phone numbers, all 4. Now you have a real conversation. It sound like this. Your database is solid on revenue and appetite, but you're missing contact info on 40% of your prospects. Those aren't prospects yet, they're company names. Let's fix that before you start the next round of outreach. Then you go to the next guy, producer B. He's got 500 total prospects. 40% meet minimum requirement. 60% have carrier appetite. 30% have contact information. And then 10% have renewal dates. Coaching conversation. You've got 500 names with maybe 50 real prospects. It's not a criticism, it's a diagnosis. Let's clean this up, get rid of everything that doesn't meet criteria, and then talk about where to find real opportunities. You can work red hot introductions, you can do some strategic targeting. Let's build this right. And now coaching is based upon facts, not feelings, and that's leadership. So if you want to know whether your producer has 500 prospects or 50, don't ask them. Audit the database. Better yet, stop relying on manual audits altogether, because the truth is most agencies don't have a talent problem, they have a systems problem. When training lives over here and coaching lives over there and your CRM tracks activity but doesn't enforce anything, you got bloated pipelines, you get effort without leverage, and eventually you get expensive failure. Look, if you want a sales operating system that fuses the training, the coaching, and the CRM into one machine, where the methodology is embedded into the technology, so that honesty is enforced and growth becomes predictable, go to bignition.io and book a call. And we'll show you exactly how a system like this forces clarity inside your pipeline, inside your coaching, and inside your producer development process. Because structure beats hope. And the agencies that win in this market, they're not guessing, they're operating.